If your SASSA grant helps you buy food, pay bills, or just make it through the month, this video is for you. The new payment dates are already out, and after 2 increases this year, it's time to ask, when is the next one coming and how much will it be? Let's break it down. We have good news for you today. SASSA has already confirmed all the payment dates for the entire 2025-2026 financial year. And after 2 essential increases this year, one in April and another in October, everyone is now asking the million-rand question. When is the next SASSA increase coming in 2026? Welcome to Applisansi. In this video, we're going to break down everything you need to know. We'll walk through the official payment schedule month by month, recap exactly what happened with the increases in 2025, and most importantly, we'll talk about what you can realistically expect for the next increase in 2026. We're sticking to the facts so you get clear, reliable information to help you plan your future. If you rely on your SASSA grant, make sure you don't miss out on crucial updates. Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you're always in the know. Let's get started. First things first, let's lot in those SASSA payment dates for 2026. The official SASSA payment schedule for the 2025-2026 financial year runs from April 2025 all the way to March 2026. But let's focus on what matters most right now, the first quarter of 2026. Just like every other year, SASSA follows a strict and reliable pattern every month. Older persons' grants are paid first, usually on the 2nd of each month. If the 2nd falls on a weekend or public holiday, payments shift to the closest working day before that. Disability grants come next, typically on the 3rd of the month, following the same rule. Children's grants and all remaining grants are paid last, usually on the 4th or 5th. Now here are your confirmed SASSA 2026 payment dates. January 2026. Older Persons Grant, Friday, January 2nd, 2026. Disability Grant, Monday, January 5, 2026. Children's Grant, Tuesday, January 6, 2026. February 2026. Older Persons Grant, Monday, February 2, 2026. Disability Grant, Tuesday, February 3, 2026. Children's Grant, Wednesday, February 4, 2026. March 2026. Older Persons Grant, Tuesday, March 3, 2026. Disability Grant, Wednesday, March 4, 2026. And Children's Grant, Thursday, March 5, 2026. This structured system helps SASSA manage payments smoothly and ensures beneficiaries don't face long delays or system overloads. So if you want to stay financially ready, mark these dates in your personal calendar or set reminders on your phone. Because when you know when your SASSA payment is coming, you can better plan how to use it, especially as we all wait for news on the next SASSA increase expected later in 2025. Now, to understand what might happen in 2026, we need to look at what just happened in 2025. This year was significant because we saw not 1, but 2 separate increases. This gives us a very important pattern to analyze. The first and largest increase came in April 2025, which is the standard time for SASSA's annual adjustment. Here's a breakdown of that key increase. Old age grant under 75. It increased from 2,090 Rand to 2,180 Rand. That's a solid 90 Rand increase. Old age grant over 75. It went from 2,110 Rand to 2,200 Rand. Again, a 90 Rand boost. Child support grant saw a crucial raise from 510 Rand to 530 Rand. That's a 20 Rand increase. Disability and Care Dependency Grant followed the same pattern as the Old Age Grant, receiving similar increases. This was the main budgeted adjustment for the year. However, in a move that provided some extra relief, there was a second, smaller top-up increase in October 2025. This added roughly another 10 Rand across major grants. So, for example, the Old Age Grant increased slightly again from 2,180 Rand to approximately 2,190 Rand. Why is this two-step process so important for 2026? It shows a responsiveness to economic pressures like the cost of living and inflation. The government recognized that a single annual increase might not be enough and provided a mid-year top-up. This sets up potential, though not guaranteed, precedent. It tells us that the final grant amounts for 2026 will be a direct reflection of the national budget and the government's assessment of the economic landscape in the first quarter of the year. This brings us to the core of the video. What can we expect for the 2026 SASSA increase? Let's be perfectly clear from the start. As of today, the official amount for the 2026 increase has not been announced. Anyone who gives you a definitive number is speculating. However, we can use official patterns and economic principles to make a very educated forecast. Firstly, the timeline. Based on years of consistent precedent, the announcement for the 2026 SASSA grant increases will almost certainly happen alongside the national budget speech delivered by the finance minister. This speech is typically scheduled for late February or March of 2026. Once announced, these new grant values will take effect from April 1st, 2026, which is the start of the new financial year. Your first payment at the new rate will therefore be the one you receive in early April 2026. Secondly, the potential amount. This is the trickier part, but we can make a logical projection. The size of the increase is primarily determined by two key factors: the national inflation rate. SASSA increases are fundamentally designed to protect the purchasing power of grant recipients from being eroded by inflation. The government looks at forecasted inflation for the coming year. The National Treasury's fiscal space, simply put, how much money does the government have allocated for social grants in its budget? This is a balancing act between social needs and other national priorities like infrastructure, health, and education. Given the current economic climate, and if inflation continues on its recent trajectory, most independent economists and social policy analysts are predicting an increase in the ballpark of 80 to 100 Rand for the major grants like the old age and disability grants for the April 2026 adjustment. The child support grant, which saw a 20 Rand increase in April 2025, might see a similar proportional adjustment. There is also a growing public and political push for this grant to be increased more substantially, so that is a factor to watch. The critical takeaway here is this. The final decision rests with the National Treasury. The exact figures will only be revealed in the 2026 budget speech. What we are discussing today is a realistic expectation based on current data, not a promise. So let's look at the absolute essentials you need to walk away with. Firstly, payment dates are set. You now have the confirmed payment pattern for the entire 2025-2026 year. Remember the sequence. Older persons first, then disability, then children's grants. 2026 increase announcement. Mark your calendar for the budget speech in February or March of 2026. That is when we will get the official numbers. Realistic expectations. Based on current patterns, a moderate increase of 80 to 100 Rand for major grants is a reasonable expectation, but it is not yet confirmed. Stay informed. Rely on official sources. Avoid spreading or believing rumors before the official announcement. Your best strategy right now is to budget based on your current grant amounts. Plan cautiously for the first part of 2026. If and when a positive increase is announced in the budget speech, that will be the time to adjust your financial plans. This responsible approach prevents disappointment and ensures financial stability. And there you have it, your complete guide to the SASSA payment dates for the rest of 2025 and into 2026, plus a clear, factual look at what the next grant increase might look like. We know how important this information is for you and your family. That's why we are committed to bringing you accurate and timely updates. The moment the official 2026 increase amounts are announced in the budget speech, we will be here with a new video breaking it all down for you. You will be among the first to know. But you'll only see that video if you're subscribed. So if you found this information helpful and want to stay ahead of the curve, hit that subscribe button below. Click the notification bell so you always get an alert every time we upload. Leave a comment below. Let me know what other SASSA related topics you'd like us to cover in future videos. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time, bye.